Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name's Renee. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I appreciate you being here. I hope while you're here, you'll enjoy the content that you see. You'll decide you want to join Nene's Glam Squad. Go ahead, go down below, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Turn up the notification bell. That way you can get notified of any and all future uploads. Give the video a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, means a lot to me. As well as leaving a comment. Say hi. Let me know that you stopped by. Good morning and happy Beauty Ninja Mask Monday. We're going to go ahead and get into this 3-step mask that Jen sent to me from Jen's HangOut. So if you want to see me get into this and something else that we're going to get into that I thought was pretty interesting, then stick around because I'll be right back. Thanks for sticking around. All right, so we've got this 3-step mask that Jen's HangOut sent me. First, we have a cleanser, which is step 1. Then we have a serum, which is step 2. And then we have the sheet mask. So the first thing that we're going to do, step 1, directions. Gently tear open packet and empty contents into your hand. Apply to wet face. Gently massage with your fingertips for 60 seconds. Avoid contact with mouth and eyes. Rinse and pat face dry for one-time use only. Step 2. Gently tear open packet and empty contents into your hand. Apply to face, circular upward strokes. Avoid contact with mouth and eyes. Do not rinse for one-time use only. Step 3. Gently tear open packet and remove mask. Carefully unfold and place on face. Smooth out and folds or wrinkles. Smooth out and folds or wrinkles. Okay, that kind of doesn't sound right, but I think it means smooth out, folds, and wrinkles. Or wrinkles. Leave on for 10 to 20 minutes. Do not rinse. One-time use only. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into these first 2 packets, and then I'll come back and put the mask on, and I'll insert me doing the cleanser and doing the serum. So hang tight, guys. Hey guys, okay, so the face is nice and clean. I got these Spa Scriptions collagen under eye pads. I think there was 5 of them for like $4 or $5 at TJ Maxx that I picked up. So I wanna put these bad boys under my eyes, see if they do any good. They don't smell like anything. This is what they look like. So, wow, there's a lot of serum on these. All right, I got them separated. Doesn't really smell like anything. They feel really good on my under eyes. All right, so let's get into this mask. I'm super excited for this. Thank you so much, Jen, for sending it to me. I appreciate it so much. Let me see if I can get it open. I'm gonna use my scissors and cut the top off because I got all the serum on it from the other stuff, so it's like really hard to rip it. All right, this is what it looks like. Let's unfold it. There's a backing on it. Doesn't really smell like anything. Ooh, this is interesting. So I'm going to assume that you, oh my gosh, this is crazy, you guys. The eye holes are so small. All right, let's get this on. Okay, we got the mask on. So, I was at work today and I was on my phone and I found this article on like MSN, and I sent myself an email so that I could get back to it. And it's vintage hygiene tips that are no longer socially acceptable. So this stuff is like crazy interesting, you guys. So I thought since we were doing Mask Monday, I would kind of go over some of these with you guys. Okay, so the first thing, there's like 32 slides. I don't know if we'll get through all of them when the timer goes off. So we'll just go through them until the timer for the face mask goes off. Vintage hygiene tips that are no longer socially acceptable. We've come a long way as a society when it comes to personal hygiene, but it hasn't always been that way. The generations before us had to get pretty crafty when it came to keeping clean and staying healthy. Before we had fancy face wash infused with kale extract, our ancestors had to try out some pretty gross ways to keep their face clean. And don't even get us started about what balding men attempted. Check out some of the most disgusting ways our ancient ancestors kept clean. This stuff's crazy, you guys. Crazy. Okay. Entire families reused the same bath water. In the Middle Ages, bathing was emphasized by Christianity as a way to show off your cleanliness. While the upper class could afford to heat a bathtub of water every night, the lower class couldn't. Families would instead end up sharing the same bathwater. Ew. They often bathed from oldest to youngest, so if you were the baby of the family, you ended up in some pretty dirty water. Bathing has evolved a lot over time, but it used to be a pretty gross affair. I don't know, I just found this stuff really interesting, so I thought that I would, you know, like go over it because I was reading through them and I was like, what the heck? Okay, the next one. The king had his own butt wiper. The groom of the stool was a position in English court whose job was to, well, wipe the king's butt after he used the washroom. It sounds like a disgusting job, but it came with a surprising amount of privileges. The groom of the stool would become one of the most intimate and trusted hands of the English king. The male servant was often a confidant for the king and knew some of the most scandalous royal secrets. I'd like to be a fly on that wall. The kinds of stuff that they probably talked about while he was wiping his butt. I'll do my baby's butt, but I don't know that I could, no. I don't think that that could be my job. This next one's pretty crazy. Egyptian women used crocodile dung as a contraceptive. Women have tried a lot of things over the years to prevent unwanted pregnancies, but ancient Egyptians take the cake. Avoiding pregnancy has not just started in the recent years. It's been around for generations. Just food for thought. Scrolls that date back to 1850 BC show that women were taking crocodile dung, turning it into small pellets and inserting it into their genitalia. It might sound crazy, but modern science has proved that this ancient family planning technique may have actually worked. Crocodile poop has a similar makeup as alkaline and other modern day spermicides. That's insane, you guys. So people for years have been trying to avoid getting pregnant. Okay, the next one. Noble women painted their faces with lead. While having sun-kissed skin is all the rage today, for much of history being pale was much more fashionable. That's because it proved that you didn't have to work in the fields. Both noble women and men would paint their faces white to look even fairer. The problem is that the white paint was made of pure lead that was poisonous and would eat away at the wearer's skin. Then they'd have to wear more makeup, and the vicious cycle continued. So they literally, like, can you imagine back in that day? You don't know that this stuff is dangerous. You just see what, you get out of it, but, like, that's crazy. Literally put lead on their face. Nobody in their right mind would do that today. Most people had 4 outfits for the entire year. Can you imagine that, you guys? Can you imagine 4 outfits for an entire year? Like, we have summer, winter, fall, and spring wardrobes, but back then they literally had 4 outfits. 1 for winter, 1 for summer, 1 for spring, and 1 for fall. And that is all she wrote. We are spoiled. We are spoiled. We really are. Even if you can't afford, like, the most expensive and extravagant things, we are way better off these days than they were back then. You know what I mean? Fashion in the 19th century wasn't about looking good. It was about being practical and saving money. Only the upper class had a different outfit for every day. The rest of society had to make do with 1 outfit for an entire season. And yes, the same rule applied to undergarments. Have you seen my underwear drawer? Did you see my mask? Oh no, it wasn't Mask Monday. It was my Friday night pillow talk. Did you see how many panties I have? All right, the clothes might get washed once every few weeks, but don't expect it. The only reason you might get a 5th outfit is if you had somewhere formal to go. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, this next one. Shoe polish was basically pure poison. In the early 20th century, most shoe polishes were made with an ingredient called nitrobenzene. It had the incredible ability to make shoes extra shiny and slick, but it also could make you faint in an instant if you inhaled the toxins. If frequent fainting wasn't dangerous enough, mixing nitrobenzene with alcohol was practically a death sentence. Even modern shoe polish can be deadly if it is ingested in high quantities. That's insane. I'll show you the picture. They have these ladies all with their shoes up, showing how shiny they are. Next one's about toilet paper, guys. Toilet paper is a very recent invention. The Chinese were the first to use paper for sanitary purposes, but the widespread use of toilet paper didn't occur until 1857. Before that, most people used things like leaves, rags, a wet cloth on a stick, or even their hands. No. Just the thought of going number 2 without toilet paper probably makes a lot of people queasy. That's why it's important to count your blessings and remember that humans survived for a long time without proper sanitary cloths. You know what I'm saying? We have to find the things that we're grateful for, and we've come a long way over the years. Like, just think about these things that they're talking about and where we are now to where we were. You know what I mean? I mean, I am so grateful that I have hot water, that I have heat, that I have toilet paper to wipe my butt, that I'm not putting lead on my face like crazy, right? Hair care was awful. And this is the picture that it shows right there. All right. To achieve the trendy hairstyles of the 1920s, women in effect destroyed their hair health. Ladies began experimenting by making their own curling irons using round iron shafts with wood handles heated over coals. Like what? This method lacked temperature control, and women's hair was often burned because of it. If burning hair smell wasn't bad enough, women used petroleum jelly to design their curls, which smelled like glue. Once you achieved the perfect look, you wouldn't want to wash it right away either. So like you get the perfect hairstyle and you keep that stuff in for a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 before you wash your hair. No. Okay, this one blew my mind. Just blew my mind. Urine was a popular face wash. If you walked into a 17th century Sephora, you'd see shelves and shelves of skincare products that all included human urine as the main ingredient. Noble women of the time would wash their faces every day with urine because they believed in the antiseptic abilities. Not only did urine do a surprisingly good job of keeping a noble woman's face clean, but many believed it had anti-aging properties and would keep your skin feeling firm. Pee, dude. Pee. Like, they were putting pee on their face. I guess that's not too crazy because there's actually people out there that drink pee because supposedly it's supposed to be healthy for you, but no. This one. Okay, Lysol, you guys. Lysol. Lysol was originally a feminine hygiene product. Lysol, a feminine hygiene product. Yes, we're talking about the same Lysol that you probably use as a kitchen cleaner and that kills 99.99% of germs. Lysol was first invented in 1889 and became a popular disinfectant during the 1980 Spanish flu outbreak. For some reason, Lysol tried to rebrand in the 1920s to become a feminine hygiene product. It was advertised as both a cleaning agent for women and as a birth control agent. It was later discouraged by the medical community because it was too strong of a disinfectant. Oh my G. Okay, now, this is crazy, dude. Crazy. Look at that. Yeah, dentures. You can thank the dead for your dentures. Back before... It's the 4th of July, so there's fireworks going off. I'm filming this early because I'm going on vacation. You can thank the dead for your dentures. Back before wooden carved teeth became standard in dentures, anyone looking for a new set of teeth had to find someone who didn't need theirs anymore. Unsurprisingly, the only people who were willing to give their teeth up were the dead. During the 18th century, most of the dentures at the time were made from the teeth of dead soldiers. It might sound morbid, but people from the time didn't seem to mind all that much. No, you guys, no, just no. Balding men. Balding men would rub chicken poop on their head. Chicken poop, you guys. Chicken poop. History has a lot of strange medical remedies, but none as weird as using chicken feces to cure baldness. A 17th century medical book titled The Pathway to Health advised men to mix chicken manure, known back then as culver dung, with lye and wash their scalps with it. We're not so sure about the chicken dung, but considering the fact lye is a poisonous alkaline solution, we doubt any hair was growing back with that remedy. What are people thinking? What? It's just going to get louder with the fireworks. And it's only 7:30, and you can see how light it is. All right, the next one. Dying people turned their body into edible medicine. The process of mollification was an old Arabic process that consisted of a dying person turning their body into a mummified candy bar for the living to eat. It began when the person was still alive. They would decide to donate their body and begin an all-honey diet. After their death, the body is placed in a stone coffin filled with honey for up to a century. Eventually, the mollified man was unearthed and consumed by the living as a treatment for several ailments. The process was so popular that people in 16th century China also began doing it. What the crap, you guys? What the crap? All right, this next one. Early toothpaste wasn't exactly minty fresh. Toothpaste is a relatively modern invention, but people still needed something to brush their teeth with. Toothpaste from the Middle Ages was made of burnt herbs like rosemary and mint, so it really wasn't that bad. Toothpaste from the Roman era was much worse, though. The Romans reportedly used to brush their teeth with pureed mouse brains. That's so gross. That's so gross. Other gross kinds of toothpaste included crushed oysters from the ancient Greeks and crushed pepper and salt from the ancient Egyptians. We've come a long way. We've come a long way. Why? Why is this even a thing? Using urine as mouthwash was commonplace. When it comes to cleaning clothes and ridding your mouth of bacteria, people didn't always have Tide Pods and Listerine. They had to come up with their own antibacterial solution, and luckily, they were full of it. People used to use their own urine to wash their clothes and their mouths. Human urine is sterile when boiled and contains ammonia, which many modern cleaning products also contain. The process may sound gross, but even Bear Grylls suggest doing it when you're in a pinch. Bear Grylls is pretty smart. I mean, the dude can live off the land. I'm just saying. But would I do it? Probably not. Not probably. No. Not gonna happen. Tall hairstyles would attract all sorts of creepy crawlies. Those ultra-high hairstyles of the 18th century may have looked prim and proper, but they were a breeding ground for bacteria. The hairstyles were a mix of wigs and real hair that were built up using lard. Since the style took so much work, the hair was not washed for weeks. That means that during those weeks, all sorts of vermin, like bugs and small animals, would find their way in and make themselves at home. That's the picture they have right there. No. Why? People just didn't wash their clothes during winter. Do you know how people only had 4 outfits? Well, they also just never washed them in the winter. For most people, it was simply too cold to take your clothes off, so they just kept them on. Washing your clothes meant having to heat up water, wait for the clothes to dry, and do it all while being stark naked. At least if it was cold, they probably didn't sweat as much, and hopefully their clothes didn't smell too bad. Holy Moses, guys. Holy Moses. Okay, this one. Ancient tampons weren't exactly comfortable. For women living in ancient societies, it was basically anything goes when it came to preventing leaks in public. Tampons were said to have originated in Egypt. Okay, where were we? The ancient tampons weren't exactly comfortable. For women living in ancient societies, it was basically anything goes when it came to preventing leaks in public. Tampons were said to have originated in Egypt, where women would mix dirt and honey, then wrap it in linen. Ancient Greek women used a similar technique. The women of ancient India would use a mixture of rock salt and oil that doubled as a contraceptive. Japanese women were ahead of their time using paper tampons, but they didn't absorb much and apparently had to be changed 12 times a day. Holy Moses, guys. All right, so that was 20 of them. We got through 20 of them. But what do you guys think about that? I mean, I just felt like reading it, I just thought it was like interesting to see what people did like way back in the day and how far we've come, you know, in all aspects of life. All right, I'm going to take this off. It's still super wet. That felt really good. And these eye patches are great. Definitely going to use those again. I don't know if I'm supposed to rub this in or not. I can't remember what it said. It just says do not rinse, so I guess I'll just let it soak in and then I'll finish my nightly skincare before I go to bed. But anyways, let me know down in the comments, what do you think about all of that? There's like way more. There's like 16 more, but maybe we'll go over the rest of them next week in next week's Mask Monday. What do you think? Let me know if you want me to read the rest of them. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, there's a playlist linked down below. Go check out all the other beauty ninjas. You can follow the hashtag Mask Monday Ladies and also Mask Monday Friends to check out some other amazing channels with amazing content. Go support my friends. They're amazing. With that being said, guys, have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. Take care. Stay safe. I love you all so much, and I hope I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.